Hi, I'm Alper Ozgit. I have graduated from U.C.L.A. with a Ph.D. in economics. I have done research on an emerging sports derivatives market, AllSportsMarket.com. In this presentation, I will summarize the main results of my research. My main goal is to clarify the location of AllSportsMarket.com, ASM in short, within the relevant range of markets. I will also discuss the economic and social benefits that ASM provides, as well as the challenges it faces. What is AllSportsMarket.com? ASM is the first global sports financial exchange where performance-based sports derivatives are traded. This is essentially a new instrument with an exotic underlying, namely sports performance. Sports derivatives are self-funded instruments. Every time a trade is executed, half of the commissions go into the so-called dividend reserves. When teams and players compete, a certain portion of the dividends are transferred from the losing teams to the winning teams. The winners then pay out dividends to their holders. So, two natural questions arise. First question is ASM a stock market? Although ASM is sometimes loosely referred to as a stock market, these instruments should not be confused with stocks. They do not signify an ownership position, nor do they represent a claim on the team's or players' assets and profits. Rather, value is created through dividend payments that are tied to the performance. As a result, these instruments are not stocks, they are derivatives. Second question is ASM gambling? This question is certainly worth discussing. The answer is no, ASM is not gambling. Let me clarify this issue by asking a hypothetical question. On betting sites, I pay real cash and buy a contract that pays me a certain amount if I pick the winning team. On ASM, I pay real cash and I receive a certain amount in form of dividends if I pick the winning team. What is the difference? Betting contracts are short-lived. The majority of them expire in a few days. Sports derivatives are perpetual instruments. Traders can hold them forever. Even if the time frame is longer than a few days, virtually all betting contracts are event-based, and they are all-or-nothing propositions. A single event is unlikely to affect the price of a perpetual sports derivative. Betting is purely speculative activity, and there is no room for hedging. Sports derivatives can be used as an important hedging tool, provided that the markets are thick. In other words, the hypothetical question above is merely making the observation that sports derivatives and gambling contracts have the same underlying, sports performance. But what really matters is not the underlying variable. The important question is whether the market provides economic and social benefits. Let me further clarify this by using two important benchmarks that are used to determine whether a particular activity should be classified as gambling. One important dividing line between non-gambling and gambling transactions is the role of chance. Chance clearly dominates skill in short-lived, event-based gambling contracts. But in the long run, skilled traders who research the industry can consistently beat unskilled traders in the sports derivatives market. Another dividing line between non-gambling and gambling transactions is the hedging potential. Sports derivatives could provide important hedging opportunities. This is not possible in event-based betting markets. Betting markets have exclusively served speculators, and by design, this will not change. I will now discuss important economic and social benefits that ASM offers. The first economic benefit is the opportunity of hedging performance risk. Sports industry is economically significant, and feat performance affects the revenues of a team greatly. Manchester United, a soccer team in England, is a perfect example. They have approximately lost $35 million in prize and appearance money, ticket sales and broadcast revenues after failing to reach the second round of the Champions League in the 2005-2006 season. This is equivalent to 18% of the club's annual revenue. Had there been an instrument to hedge that risk, Manchester United would probably have used it. Teams, sponsors, and TV channels, to name a few, are affected by sports performance. Some of these risks are unwanted and should be transferred to those who are willing to bear them. Punchline is, hedging against performance risk is an important need. Securitization of performance risk through sports derivatives is a first step in that direction. The second important benefit that ASM provides is price discovery. Betting lines also provide some information, but it is hard to argue that this information is valuable. Since sports derivatives are perpetual instruments, the information they convey are much more valuable. Such information is not only beneficial for players, managers, and other staff who contemplate offering their services to the teams, but sponsors, media outlets, and local as well as global businesses will welcome this information. A company, for example, might be willing to take the prices of sports derivatives into account when making a sponsorship decision. Sports derivatives provide valuable information to the industry participants through prices. The third important benefit that ASM provides is the opportunity to create new revenue channels for the participants in the industry. Simply put, teams want to create fans. There is now some anecdotal evidence which suggests that the holders of sports derivatives on ASM are following leagues they have never heard of. The leagues can use the platform to reach out to the fans and can sell tickets, merchandise, and can even claim some of the trading commissions. In return, the exchange can get official endorsement from the leagues, which should increase trading. Sports derivatives offer possibilities for mutually beneficial partnerships. Sports derivatives can also alleviate social problems related to gambling. There is also anecdotal evidence which suggests that ASM members do not use traditional gambling venues as much as before. Some have even stopped gambling for good. Betting is illegal in the US, but enforcement is quite difficult. A viable alternative is designing instruments that cater to speculative traders in a legal environment. Sports derivatives can do just that. As a side benefit, the government can finally claim the tax revenues that flow to the other governments through offshore betting. Sports derivatives can mitigate social problems related to gambling. Moreover, the government can have a new source for tax revenues. I will now discuss some of the challenges that ASM faces. First, liquidity is a very important issue that can hinder the development of the sports derivative market. Lack of liquidity prevents meaningful hedging. Moreover, prices will be less informative in thin markets. Manipulation is also a potential problem. Manipulation of single events is probably not an issue because sports derivatives never expire and transfer of wealth will not be significant after a single event, but the manipulation of prices can undermine price informativeness. Third, the current instrument cannot hope to satisfy the hedging needs of all participants who differ significantly in their attitudes towards risk. In my opinion, the exchange should consistently try to engineer new instruments that can satisfy hedging needs of different traders. The last challenge I will mention is arguably the most important one: regulatory status. Basically, all the challenges outlined so far will be less of an issue under legal certainty. Once the legal status of sports derivatives is clarified, I expect participation to increase significantly, resulting in a liquid market. In fact, how much the sports derivatives market will grow critically hinges on legal issues. I hope that regulatory authorities take the huge potential of this market into account and do not base their decisions on current market conditions only. So, in summary, sports derivatives are new instruments with an exotic underlying: sports performance. Sports derivatives are not betting contracts. Furthermore, they provide important economic and social benefits. Legal clarification of these instruments is crucial.